Okay, so basically, the first shot that we have is a hand moving in to turn the radio on. We like this to be a still shot, and the only movement is the hand coming in and turning the button up. Um, we think this will be a fairly dark shot. We think majority of our shots will be fairly dark. It'll be about 5-ish seconds long. So moving on to the next one. So the next shot is of we're gonna have a pan coming in. So firstly showing the wall and panning left to reveal the kitchen. And up along the side of the wall, the marks that you can see are all dates, which will be heights of a child that then just kind of fizzles out to give a small detail about our character. And the credit will be on the side of the wall as well, as if to blend in, like our previous one where the credit was on the radio. With the shot, as it pans, our character, the person, is going to walk past the camera, and we're thinking of slowing this down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll play around with that and see how that works out. So the next shot is a track shot.
Be a track shot of her shoes. It will follow the character walking, or have the credits on the back of her shoes as she walks towards the counter.
So yeah, and that'll be kind of fairly bright, possibly red shoes. We're not sure, black or red, depending on what is available at the time. The next shot.
The next shot will be from going up from the heels to the woman's legs, where there'll be more credits, and we might slow it down.
I think majority of our shots might be slowed down, but once again, we're gonna play around with that and see how that works out in editing. Just because, depending on the amount of time that we have, because a lot of our shots we've said that will be about 5 seconds. If it's too slow, then there's not going to be much movement at all, and it's not really going to flow nicely. So yeah, next one.
Alright, this shot will be of the character's arms, mid shot without the neck upwards, so just the chest. It will have her arms on display, showing the credits on the side of the arms. Again, it will be a slow shot, dark to represent character. Yep.
But yeah, no, the reason that we haven't put her head in it is to kind of create a sense of mystery, because we want to give kind of like ideas of the character and not necessarily give away way too much, because that is the whole idea of the character, that you don't really know what's going on with her, and she's very secretive, and which is a kind of a theme in the whole plot, so to speak.
The next one will be of our main cake, which will have our title on it, and this will be for 7 seconds, and it will be a bird's eye view. Sure.
It will be a bird's eye view, and the only movement, this is going to be a steady cam shot as well, and the idea is that the cake will be moved in and the hands will come away, and that's our shot, and that will last about 7-ish seconds. The cake is going to be really, really bright. We're hoping to buy one and get a really, really bright one, so it contrasts with the other items that are in the scene and in shot at the time. So this next shot is of the hands, and we think that we want, this is a very difficult shot, so this one could possibly change. However, we like the idea of the shot of having the credits appear on her nails as she moves forward to pick up the phone. So at that point, we will have a phone ring, and we might, if the idea of the name on the nails is too hard, then we will possibly have a bracelet which has a name on it or something like that. And that'll be about 5 seconds. Our last shot was about 7 seconds due to it being the title, but majority of our shots are about 7 seconds. The only ones that would change would be the director's name and the title. Yeah.
The next shot will be the women picking up the phone, and the credit will be on the side of the bottom of the phone whilst the woman is picking up the cord part of it.
This next one is a bit debatable, but since it is quite hard to get it, but we're trying to get a teddy bear that will have another credit on its tag. This one will represent a character, or represent the children and the youth in the plot, represent how the main character is related to the youth and the children.
And how she lost her child.
Yeah.
Which is her motivation for killing in this film. But yeah, a lot of these are going to be still shots, or if we play around with the idea of transitions, we might have this idea of kind of almost like a point of view shot, but not really. So like the camera turns around into the next shot as though a child is quickly turning around and looking for the next thing. So this next one is again about 5 seconds. This will be a credit on the clock. So it'll kind of show the clock ticking. And these will be for our like supporting cast, because we can write a few names on there. This will be a still shot, again, possible transition of it moving very quickly. But we're trying to get a clock that just doesn't look quite right. We're trying to get items that don't look quite right. We're trying to get items that look slightly off in the same way that our character is slightly off.
The next one will be the credits will be on a vase, which will possibly be pushed over by a cat.
If we can get a cat.
Yeah.
So a lot of our ideas, we have planned them. However, we have multiple options. So if we can't get a cat, the vase will just stay where it is with the title on it. However, we can get a cat, the cat will come and push the vase over to add movement and create more of a homely sense for our character, because even though she is a killer, she is still trying to portray that she's very sweet and innocent and that she lives in a really nice, loving home. Yeah, so the other idea that we had for that was to have it smashed and reverse back into the vase.
To a perfect state, so it'll differentiate between a broken state to a perfect state.
Which once again represents.
The next credit will be on the typewriter, where we will have the paper inside the typewriter with the credits on it. So we are hoping to get a typewriter from a friend and being able to just come in. Is it a still?
It's a still shot, yeah.
It's
a still shot, and there won't be any hands or any typing. It'll be almost like she's been making like a list of like shopping or something, and the credits have just popped up in the middle of it. So yeah, and that will take up pretty much the whole of the frame. A lot of our shots, the items within the frame will take up the entire shot, apart from maybe the vase, because if we're trying to get a cat, then it might take up some of the shot as well.
Also, this shot is on a fridge. It will show the magnets on it. It will have a childish theme. It'll have the magnets writing out another credit. This one will be about 5 seconds. It's debatable it would actually happen, since it's debatable whether there actually is a young character, a childish character in the story.
That and the fact that we still need to research into the items that people in the 1950s would own, because obviously our piece is set in the 1950s and we're not entirely sure if fridge magnets were kind of around at the time. So our next shot would be this idea of like Polaroids on some string. It's fine. Hanging on like a line. However, and the credits being on the bottom of the Polaroids. However, we're debating about this because once again, it's making sure that our props and our items are set for the time period, are good for the time period. So we're looking into some black and white photos. We kind of have this idea of having children's faces in the photos and the eyes or something is crossed out with lipstick.
The next shot will be of Sweet Wrappers, empty Sweet Wrappers, and the credits will be on them to show that she is, that she has had a child before, and to show that
That she makes
represents that.
sweets. It represents her because she makes sweets
Mhm.
for kids, so that she can poison them. Once again, this will be about 5 seconds long.
Okay, so this shot will be quite complicated. We'll have the main character talking on the phone at first, progressed by her putting her phone down. The text or her speech, what she says, will be quite inaudible to add mystery. And then as she's speaking on the phone, we're going to try and focus it on the phone itself, and we'll have a credit on the side of the phone. Then as she puts it down, we'll cut to the next one.
Down, and the next shot is her pulling open the cutlery drawer, and there's going to be a credit inside the cutlery drawer, and she pulls out a knife, which again is about 5 seconds long. She cuts the cake, and which the title of our film will be on this again, Blood, and we'll also have match on action. So when she cuts the piece of cake, loads of jam spills out, and it cuts to a very quick shot of some blood, which again represents her character and the fact that she's been killing children. And our final shot is of the director's name on a knife, written in jam/blood, and her wiping it. So all of our credits will be on screen. None of them will be edited in. All of our lighting and the way in which it will look is set, as can be shown. Our sound we're still debating on, but we do have ideas of having a phone ringing and people talking and having bits here and there. And our cinematography, as can be heard through this commentary, is also shown.